Hey, what's up, guys? So here's my Tokyo Marui Breacher. Um, so for the past like 3 days, I've been trying to HPA tap this thing. And I know there's a lot of people. I've read forums on, people asking how to HPA tap this, or people saying, it'd be sick if they could. So I finally found a way to do it. It's a little risky because you only get one shot, and if you mess that up, you pretty much wasted your $250 on this gun. But it's really simple. It takes a while to actually disassemble this, so I'm not going to do it on video. Also, my computer is broken at the moment, so I can't edit, which is kind of why I'm not going to take this apart, because if I had my computer, I could have easily edited this and, cut it so it's freaking done, or speed it up. But I can't because the computer's broken, so whatever. So you really only need three things for this, besides your HPA rig and your breacher. So what you're gonna need first is a 1/8 MPT tap. So this is what's gonna make the threads for this. This is an 1/8 MPT QD connector, pretty much. So this is the same as the hose. So this is what your airline is gonna connect to. And then this already comes with the breacher. This is actually the stock valve or fitting that actually comes right about here inside the gun. It's screwed into this part of the gun. So there's actually a part that sticks out of this piece into the pistol or grip, and then this would screw in with there's like a washer in here that screws in this way, and then it'll screw into the gun. So this pretty much holds the grip on, and then there's two other screws here that you have to remove to take this off. But so the threads actually are very similar in size. This is actually just a bit smaller, which is really easy, because usually if you're going to HPA tap like a stock like pistol or something, you have to either do it through the gas valve, the fill valve, or you have to pretty much drill a hole in the side of the magazine in order to be able to tap that hole and screw in the nozzle piece thing. But since these are just a little smaller, you pretty much just have to keep screwing in the tap into that existing little section where this would screw in. But this is the really important part where you have to be careful. You want to make sure that this screws in straight, and you want to make sure you put a decent amount of pressure, not too much, but enough pressure, pushing up on this as you screw it in so the threads are clean and straight, because you don't want to have your threads, instead of being like this straight, you don't want them to be like this way, and then it would mess up the fitting. You probably have a leaky, setup in here and everything. So basically you just gotta keep screwing in this tap into that section. I wish I could show you. It's pretty much just a little cylinder with threads inside, so it's pretty obvious, and you have to take this out anyway so you know where it is. But you pretty much want to tap that part, and then I'd say probably if you have a tap similar to the size, I'd screw in about this high, which is pretty much where I screwed in. So then this will fit in nice, because on some of these it gets a little bit wider at the top, so you won't be able to screw it in if you don't create enough threads, or if you don't screw it in enough. So it's really easy. You tap that part, make the 8mm thread things, and then you can screw this in. And if your nozzle doesn't come with this Teflon stuff on it, I'd recommend putting 2 layers of Teflon around, so that'll create a better seal, since there's really no O-ring compared to these, because there's 2 O-rings, or 1 O-ring where it would screw in. So once you do that, it'll stick out in the grip. Let me see if I can find a flashlight real quick so I can show you. already have the hose hooked up to this already, but the nozzle will come out in there, and that kind of, see this flat edge thing, and then it kind of rounds up. That's the washer that you have to put a nozzle through first. You put this through the nozzle. You put this through the washer, and then that should screw into the actual main kind of middle part, this connecting part. So these are 3 different parts: grip, this part, and then the main body. Also, when I disassembled this, for anyone who just is interested, it does look like it will be compatible with the full stock from the tactical M870 by Marui, and also the GMP and Angry Gun stock adapter things. So yeah, those are the other 2 screws you have to take off to take the actual grip off. So once you do that, you can, once you make sure the nozzle's tight in there, you can plug in your hose. This is the amp line, which is really good and durable. So yeah, once you plug this in, it's going to be tricky. You're going to need something kind of like a screwdriver, or what I use, which is pretty much just a piece of bent metal. Where did I put it? Ugh, I hate it when I can't find things. Yeah, because you're not going to be able to get your fingers in the grip because it's kind of like, really, it's a tight space in there. If we could find the thing I use, I'd show you. But, oh my god. It's retarded. You can't get pliers in there either, so I suggest doing something similar to what I did. It does help too, and if you don't do it, you're probably gonna get like screwed over because you can't get the nozzle pin out, and you can't get the hose disconnected from the nozzle, which means you can't take off your grip, and yeah, that'll be screwed. I can't freaking find the thing I made. Alright, well. Alright, whatever. So, basically, all it was a decently sturdy piece of metal. It was probably, I'd say, like 4 millimeters thick, give or take a few. And then it was pretty much an L shape. So I made a pretty, kind of like the shape of Allen wrench key thing. So a little section, and then a longer section that would stick in and hook on the quick disconnect latch of the hose. And then you could just easily pull up, and then the hose would come off. But that's the light is like that better. That's the basics of this HPA tapping setup. The most important thing is to make sure you're careful when you put the threads in. So I can give you a short little final demo to show you it works. I really wish I had my computer to. I wish I had the computer to edit this, but whatever. Yeah, there's a BB in the way. Alright, so all I'm doing now is hooking up my rig, or the hose, to the line. And right now it's on about 70 psi. I don't know what the limit is, or how high you should go, but it's firing pretty decent now at 70, and that's always more efficient than Polestar running at 120. So right now I'll do 3 shots, and I don't know how many reviews I have in here, so yeah, I'll just do a few. 3 shot. And I'll switch to a 6. and empty. So yeah, I hope that was pretty easy or explained well. It is harder without me editing, but the only drawback is that you can't use those gas magazines anymore. But I find the HPA system way more efficient, and you pretty much use less gas compared to green gas. Plus, $15 for a can, that's retarded. And you can get like a fill of this giant tank for like $3. So yeah, it's Tokyo Marui Breacher HPA tap. So yeah, I hope this works for you. And if you do it, just, yeah, I can't stress this enough. Make sure you do the threads good. Don't screw that up. And put enough Teflon so you get a good air seal. Alright, so thanks for watching. I hope this helps. Later.